Hooray, 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 hooray. I think we are ready now, and I think we're live at day one of Michaelmas 2020. Welcome, welcome, everyone. And we would love to see where you're joining us from. So let's start out by saying Happy Michaelmas. And you can tell us in a comment what part of the world you're joining us from. We have lots of excitement here today, and many new members here in our wonderful Facebook group. So welcome to Archangel Michael's Tribe of Light community. And many of you have been in my community for many years or months. Some of you are newer, and it's such a joy to be here with all of you guys today. And for 5 whole days, isn't that crazy? I was planning to originally do just one day of a Zoom event. Last year I actually just celebrated Michaelmas with our Wisdom School enrolled students. The previous year we had a Zoom event, but this year Archangel Michael whispered in my ear, what about if we celebrated for 5 days in a row, right? So I am so excited to be here with you. Hi Monica, hi V, hi Martha, hi Alicia, hi Anna. Oh, it's so nice to see you. Rhoda, wonderful. So we've got Canada, Washington, Texas, Switzerland, fabulous. And I'm sure lots more will be joining us. And also let's wave to the people in replay land. Hi, replay land people. Blowing you kisses too. And as we know, live is fantastic because we have the group participation and synergy. It's a co-creation. And we also know that there are no limitations of time and space. So intention and consciousness and love and God are the most important things. So even if you're watching the replay, you will still be uplifted today from this experience. And so we're so happy to be here with you. Nancy is here as well. Good. Oh, and thank you, V. That's so sweet. Love you too. Mwah. Kisses to everybody. So we're going to be doing some different things each day. So rest assured, if you're thinking, oh, if I just attend one day, that's probably good enough. Believe me, you're going to want to be here for all of these events as much as you can, live or replays. Some of you are also in our Wisdom School of Light, more advanced Angelic Academy, and we'll be meeting on Friday for our 3-hour-long VIP retreat immersion with the angels. So lots of excitement is going on this week. So I wanted to start by let's just wish Archangel Michael a happy Michaelmas. So I can't hear you, but I can hear you, right? And we can hear each other. And so let's all just shout out, Happy Michaelmas! Happy Michaelmas, Archangel Michael! Happy Michaelmas to all of our angels. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to, because this is our first day of our 5-day Michaelmas celebration here, I wanted to start out by talking a little bit more about who is Archangel Michael and what can he help you with. And by the way, we'd love to hear your stories about Archangel Michael in particular, but any of your angels. So feel free to share your real life angel stories either here on our live event or replay in the comments, or you can also create a post. You guys are more than welcome to create any kind of angel related posts, especially about your own questions or your own experiences on our Facebook group. And so you're totally welcome to do that. Yeah, and I also want to share with you about what is Michaelmas, because some of you are very familiar with Michaelmas, and maybe you've been celebrating it for years, and others might be a bit new to the concept, right? Like, is this Archangel Michael's birthday or what? So you can ask questions too, and I can see your comments really well today. Thank you, Facebook, technology, beings of love, angels. I love when technology behaves itself, right? We actually have a healing audio in the Wisdom School called Technology is My Friend, because a lot of us spiritual people sometimes have issues with energy, with devices. I don't know if that's true for any of you. That certainly used to be true for me. In fact, when I was a classroom teacher, the other teachers would beg me not to make photocopies like for 3 days in a row before they had a big photocopy project, because I would almost always break them just from touching them. So I'm really grateful that I've healed my relationship with technology to a great extent so that I can be here with all of you, and so that I can be an emissary of Archangel Michael and love and wisdom and healing worldwide, and help all of you beautiful people. Mwah! I love you all so much. So it's so great to be here with you. Yeah, and let's start out by just taking a few love breaths and really feel Archangel Michael holding you. Feel his love, his wings wrapped around you. You're sending him your heartfelt gratitude for all that he's done in your life and for your loved ones, for keeping you safe and healthy, even keeping you alive, for his guidance, for his protection, for his inspiration. And we thank you so very much, Archangel Michael, for all of your blessings, seen and unseen, known and unknown. We know that you are working miracles on our behalf all the time. We know that you're here with us always, and loving us unconditionally. Thank you so very much. And we ask that you guide us to be even closer with you, to see you, to hear you, to feel you, to honor and trust and act on the divine nudges and sacred inspirations and inclinations that you give us. Thank you so much for helping us live our purpose. And thank you for guiding us to the right tools and teachings, resources, mentors, and the fellow travelers on this path of light. Because together we are stronger and we shine the love that we are more brightly. Amen, amen, amen. And so it is. Thank you so much. How's everybody feeling right now? You feel that? You feel that shift already? I definitely do. So beautiful. So Archangel Michael is one of the archangels. Some say he is actually the only archangel, because depending upon which biblical scholars and experts you consult, some people say that Michael is actually the only angel referred to specifically in the Bible as an archangel. Other sources will say that Raphael and Gabriel are also referred to as archangels, and some also acknowledge Uriel. We have this beautiful art here from Glastonbury. Isn't that pretty? Can you guys see that? I'll take a picture of it and put it on our Angel Art Gallery, yay, which we just started today. This is of these four archangels: Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel. And I just love that. And please feel free to add your favorite pictures of Archangel Michael to our Angelic Art Gallery for Archangel Michael. And we'll make another one on Friday when we talk more about the other angels, because Michaelmas is the feast of all angels. But it's also a lot about Michael, which is why it's in the name. So Michael, or Michael, literally means who is like God. And you can interpret that two different ways, or maybe even more. One interpretation is that he is like God, that Archangel Michael is like one of the closest representations or embodiments, if you will, non-embodied embodiments, symbols, deities, beings, divine beings, celestial beings, who is very, very similar to God, so much that he is like God. That's one way of interpreting it. Another way of interpreting it is that it's a rhetorical question. Who is like God? Who is like God? In Wisdom School of Light, we play and pray and explore what we call soul questions. So if you think of that as a soul question opens up your intuition and helps you get your own divinely guided answers and access and trust and act on your highest truths. So if you ask that as a soul question, what answer do you get right now, dear ones? Who is like God? In addition to Archangel Michael, who do you think is like God? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Go ahead and type. And even if you're watching the replay, you can still type. I look at the replay comments later too, and I'm happy to co-create with you all. So who is like God? I want to say hi to Lisbeth and Joy and Stacy and Patricia. Clint is here. Gail is in the house. Karen, Alicia. So wonderful to see all of you. Who is like God? And Mark says we are all like God. And Michael is here to remind us of this. Beautiful. And Mark, you might want to come onto the comments for the actual Facebook live stream so that everyone else can see that. So that's where we're doing the comments. I know you're commenting on our private Wisdom School group, so the Wisdom Schoolers can see that. Those who are in Wisdom School, we have a daily group for accountability and connecting. So there's more than one place where we share and connect. Angels, Martha says saints and angels. Awesome. Alicia says we are each of us a facet of God. That's beautiful. One of the affirmation mantras that I love is I am a piece of God at peace with God. And if you like, you can type that or write it down in your journal. I am a piece of God at peace with God. And Colette says love from Trinidad and Tobago. TNT. Yay. Wonderful. Carol, so good to see you. Right. So Archangel Michael helps us ask these big questions and get answers to these big questions. He really specializes in protection, purpose, and purification. 3 P's. Protection, purpose, and purification. Now, within the realm of purpose, he will help us with abundance, and he does help us with abundance, and he helps us with will and confidence and manifestation. Some of you are familiar with our manifestation course, which is Angelic Abundance Activator, which was voted the #1 law of attraction program in the world in 2014, the year that it came out, and I give credit to Archangel Michael for that. So he really knows a lot about abundance. And in Wisdom School of Light, our current program, we have a whole unit about abundance, and we have a whole unit about purpose and living your mission. And every Monday we do what's called M3, which is Monday Mission with Michael. So he loves to help us live our purpose. If you need help with clarity with that, or you have some clarity but you aren't actually taking action, maybe there's something unconsciously blocking, or you need more courage, or you need more tools, we're here to support you with that, right? So reach out, whether it's becoming part of Wisdom School or getting some one-on-one support or here on the free group, just reach out to us, okay? So protection, purpose, and purification. And what have been some of your experiences with Archangel Michael? Well, I would love to hear that. I'll tell a couple of my stories, but I'd love to hear your stories too. So go ahead and type. And there is no story too big or too small. Just like Archangel Michael says, no request is too great or too small for God and your angels. And as you can see, we're going to be sharing snippets of Archangel Michael's wisdom throughout our whole 5-day Michaelmas celebration. And we do that all the time in Wisdom School, where we have channeling 3 times a month. And we also will continue here on our Tribe of Light. We just have this really super focused, energized time for 5 days, which I'm so excited about. So purification, right, exactly. Now I want to share with you a little bit more about the angels and the archangels, because this is like little known information. And there's a lot of kind of confusion that about angels and archangels and how many types of angels there are. And so if you're curious about that, then you're going to get some curiosity satisfied here. I was digging in and doing a lot of research for you today, because I think it's really cool to have this big picture understanding about angels. Does that sound like something you guys want to hear more about? You can just give like a thumbs up or a smiley face, or you can type yes, because I know that there's cherubim, there's seraphim, you know, there's all these different types of angels and archangels, and I think that people take a kind of wider view nowadays about which angels are archangels, and so it's kind of interesting to take a look at some of the kind of more ancient wisdom about this. Oh, Lisbeth's having a hard time hearing. Sorry to hear that. Can the rest of you hear me clearly? My microphone is on. It seems to be plugged in. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. If it's just Lisbeth, then you might want to change headphones or not headphones, or change devices. So Gail, Alicia, Patricia, Sandra, let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I want to make sure that I'm coming through loud and clear, because easy is good. We want the easier path, right? Absolutely. So there are what's called spheres of angels. They're kind of like groups of different types of angels. And the first sphere is, yeah, cool. I'm glad you guys want to hear that. You can hear me? Okay, excellent. Good. The first sphere, think of it this way. It's kind of like the top sphere of angels are the closest to God, and they have the least to do with human beings. And then the third sphere, which is the one that archangels are actually in, have the most to do with human beings. So it doesn't mean that they're better or worse. It's just that the third sphere are more responsive in a way. They're more like accessible, where we can understand them and see them, and they're more actively part of our lives in a way that makes sense to us and that we can tap into, which is great, right? So the top sphere, so to speak, of angels are seraphim, and they're called the burning ones. They're also what I consider to be like holy dragons, because they're winged and they're on fire. So doesn't that sound like dragons to you? And seraphim also comes from the word meaning snake. So they're like serpents. And S-E-R, right? So we can access some really awesome dragon spiritual guides too. How many of you guys love dragons and have spiritual and mystical experiences with dragons too? I bet some of you do. So the seraphim are in that closest to God's sphere. Interesting, right? Then the next grouping is called cherubim, and they're not what we thought. I thought the cherubim are these cute little wingless. They look like babies. They're like a little chubby and very soft and cute looking, like kind of Cupid. Some of them have wings, some of them don't. But it's just in the last like 50 to 100 years that people have kind of confused cherubim with putti. Those cute little ones like Cupid, those are putti. And cherubim actually guard the tree of life and the throne of God. Interesting, right? The next type of angels are called thrones. And even though the cherubim guard the throne of God, the thrones also relate to the throne of God too. And they're also called Ophanim, Erelim, and Golgalim. These are all Hebrew words. And they have to do with the wheels of Ezekiel's chariot and their celestial beings. So all those types are really, really close to God. And then they're kind of giving directions to the next set. It's like a hierarchy. So the next sphere, there's 3 types in each sphere. Yay for dragons, right? Absolutely. Yay! So the next sphere of angelic beings, there's 3 types. One is called the dominations, and they regulate the other angels. They're also called the lordships. So it's kind of like, think of them as Archangel Michael's boss. Wow. That's pretty high up, right? And then another type is called the virtues or the strongholds. And there's a beautiful phrase for them that they help with virtuous choices flowing forth providentially to those below. So it's sort of like the virtues kind of flow down to the third order of angels and then flow down to humanity from there. And the third type of the second sphere of angels are called power authorities. That sounds very authoritative, right? They actually govern the movement of the heavenly bodies and the planets, and they're also warrior angels, often depicted with weapons or helmets. And that sounds kind of Archangel Michael-like, but it's a different type of angels that are like really strong and fierce. And so they're the authorities, and they cast away evil. And I'm thinking, that sounds a lot like Archangel Michael, right? Some of this information is gathered from a variety of places online, including the works of Thomas Aquinas, Aquinas, if you wanted to look it up. He's in different medieval Christian theologians. Russell, I bet you know about some of this stuff. Russell knows quite a lot about these things too. So the next sphere of angels, which are more the ones that we mostly connect with and know more about, we have the principalities and rulers that guide and protect nations and groups. I'm going to say that again. The principalities, also known as the rulers, this is a type of angels that are accessible to humanity, very accessible. They help guide nations and groups. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm thinking we really need their help right now. You know what I'm saying? We have so much political turmoil. We have so much chaos. You know, even with the COVID situation and all of the unrest, we need help with that. So let's call in those principalities and rulers to help the nations choose peace and sustainability and compassion and respect for all beings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. So I am going to definitely be connecting more with them, the principalities and rulers. And they often have a crown and a scepter, and they also help with, get this, Mark, they also help with inspiration, with art and science.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we all need to connect more with these principalities and rulers, both for the sake of our nations and groups. And that could also be like your family, like you can put forth prayers to them for your whole family or your whole soul family. So many ideas that we're getting today, right? Wow. And the next type, here we are, we finally come to the archangels. The archangels, depending upon how loosely you interpret that, that could be just Archangel Michael. I personally feel like there are more archangels than Archangel Michael. Maybe originally it was just Archangel Michael, and now some of the other angels have stepped up to being promoted to archangels and taken on more responsibility. So we have Archangel Michael. Thank you, Michael! Woo. And we also have Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. And then depending upon how you interpret, you might also add others there as well, like Metatron and Ariel and Sandalphon and Hanael and Shamuel. So many beautiful, beautiful angels. And they are working very specifically to help humanity. And they each have a kind of a specialization, but they also overlap. And we're going to actually talk a lot more on Thursday about Raphael and Gabriel. So we have any Raphael and Gabriel fans in the house? Woo woo! Yay! Mark says woohoo! So we're going to share more and learn more and receive more beautiful healing from Raphael and Gabriel on Thursday and Friday. Is it Thursday or Friday? One of those days. Oh, look at my schedule. That's okay. I don't want to get myself off track. Oh, there's my schedule right there. Friday. Yes. So Friday we're going to be tuning in with Raphael and Gabriel. We have some other fun things planned tomorrow. Lots of channelings tomorrow. And Thursday we're going to be going into the 7 great ways to connect more with your angels, including some new applications for that. And then Friday we're going to have the winner of the contest, the giveaway. You guys know about having a giveaway here, right? Giveaway, yeah. So let me tell you about the giveaway, and then let me tell you first about the other type of angels. Then I'll tell you about the giveaway. So the last type of angels, remember, there's 9. There's 3 in the first sphere, 3 in the second sphere, 3 in the third sphere, which is closest to humanity. The third type, besides the principalities and rulers that help with nations and groups and inspiration in art and science and so forth, archangels, who can help with so many things, just like every single thing. Then you have what are just known as angels. So that includes your guardian angels. That includes what I call your ancestral angels, or like your family members who are on the other side, who have voluntarily stepped up to serve as kind of like angels for you. Does anyone here have an angel family member who's watching over them? You know what I mean. And they would be a guardian, like a spirit guide, but if they're like really spiritually advanced, they might actually be an angel. I also believe, and this is just my philosophy, this is not biblical canon per se, and by the way, I don't consider myself a biblical scholar, but I do find it of interest sometimes. I feel sometimes animals serve as angels. You know how there are some dogs that save people's lives, that do these just like unbelievable feats of courage and miracles, really. I met a 3-legged dog once in Mexico who saved my life. True story. This is part of my shamanic initiation story, which I'll tell you guys some other time. So I know for sure that dog was more than just a dog, because it traveled like 70 miles on 3 legs in like 3 hours. There's no way a 3-legged dog could do that, you know? And he just appeared at exactly the right time to save me from being stabbed with a knife by, I don't want to say a bad guy, but someone who forgot that they are love and light. Right? So thank you to the 3-legged dog angel. So all the other types of angels that are not in any of these other categories would come into this category of kind of like regular bread and butter angels. But they are important too, because sometimes they save your life. Sometimes they're the ones that are putting the right thing in front of you at just the right time. And they can help you in your dreams. They can help you with healing. So how was that? Was that helpful to get a better sense of these 3 different tiers, which are called spheres, of angels? And it's almost like, think of God in the middle, and then you have the first sphere, then you have the second sphere, then you have the third sphere, then you have humanity. Right? Yes, Patricia agrees about animals and angels. Beautiful. Joy says my dog is my angel. Yeah, so good. So a little bit more about Archangel Michael. He has the supreme power as an archangel, or the archangel. He is the leader of God's army, and he is the one who defeats evil. I love this statue that I have of him. Some of you might have similar art. We'd love to see your angel art. So go ahead and add to our art gallery. I have this one here where he's stepping on this like demon bad guy, right? Sometimes it's portrayed as an evil dragon. I believe that dragons, just like people and any kind of spiritual being, they can be good or they can be evil, or something in the middle. And even the ones that are what we would call evil, there's still light inside of them, right? So they can be assisted back to the side of the light. Remind me to tell you a cool ghost busting story sometime. Type here to tell us the ghost busting story sometime, Sage, if you want to hear it. About how I helped a lost dark spirit return to the light. It's a very cool, true story. Yeah. So Archangel Michael helps with destroying negativity. This is part of his purification attribute. And the word archangel comes from, whether you interpret it as from the Latin or the Greek, which are related to each other, of course. In Latin, arche means prince, and in Greek, it means first in rank, powerful, or chief. Kind of similar. And then angelos both in Greek and Latin means messengers. So archangels are the chief messengers, the top messengers, which is why prayer is so important. Yes? This is why we need to communicate our desires and ask. Ask and it is given. Archangel Michael taught me some years ago. We have a really cool book about this. That's one of the bonuses in Wisdom School. Those of you who are in Wisdom School, go look for it in your portal there. It's about prayer, the real purpose of prayer, and a whole book written by Archangel Michael teaching us how to pray even more powerfully. So, Ghostbuster story, okay, we'll do. I'll get to that some other time for sure. Thank you for that. I want to share with you guys too my personal vow to Archangel Michael that I made in 2015 at his tour, one of his holiest places in Glastonbury. Who else here has ever been to Glastonbury and to Archangel Michael's tour? Some of you were on our Angelic Avalon retreat back in the day in 2015, and some of you might live close to that part of the world and be blessed to pop on over to Glastonbury kind of whenever you want a day trip. And others of you perhaps might have it as a bucket list item. Someday I'm going to get there, right? So the reason the tour and all of Glastonbury is so powerful energetically is because the ley lines, there are these lines of light and divine energy that go all around the earth. And some places have more of that ley line energy than others. And that's why you notice that even though all of the earth is sacred and holy, some spots just feel super extra magical, right? You go, ooh. And that could be other reasons too, like the fairies or the nature spirits. But the ley lines themselves, two of them, one is the Archangel Michael ley line, and the other one is the Mother Mary ley line. These are two of the most powerful ley lines in the world, and they meet at Glastonbury, which is also the heart chakra of the planet. Speaking of which, wisdom schoolers, we are moving into the heart chakra. Yay! And you guys who are with us at Guideathon, on Friday, we're going to have a very special higher love activation on Friday at Wisdom School. Heart chakra. That made me remember to tell you that. So, I want to read to you some of the most important parts of my sacred vows of love. My sacred vows of love. Whee! Spoken at the tour, July 13th, 2015. So I am declaring this. I am rededicating. It's like a renewal of vows. And I am renewing these vows right now. You might want to consider doing some vows to Archangel Michael this week. Yes? Those of you who are in Wisdom School, I'll give you an opportunity to actually read your vows at the upcoming Guideathon or the following Guideathon or whenever you're ready to declare your vows. And ceremonies have power. Rites of passage have power. In particular, when we have witnesses who are holding that sacred space. This is why we gather our communities for rites of passage. Yes? Whether it's a graduation or a birthday, or a marriage, or whatever it may be. So I thank you guys right now. Thank you for holding the space for me as I rededicate to Archangel Michael with my sacred vows of love. I stand here before God, Goddess, and my community, and I do declare with every part of my being, thus, I vow to love, honor, and treasure myself. I vow to take excellent good care, God care, of my body, to hear and heed my body's wisdom, to move often, breathe deeply, eat wisely, and with gratitude. I vow to treat myself and the earth as sacred, as the goddess we are, I am, and to enjoy each day of this earth walk as a precious gift. I vow to express all of who I am with wild abandon. I love me, and I love my life. I vow to dedicate my life, my purpose, and all that I do in this incarnation and always to be a powerful, loveful emissary of Archangel Michael. I am his voice here on earth. I vow to make time and take time to share his messages of love and truth all across the world, and to value the true worth of these gems that he shares with us. I am honored to be his emissary, your emissary, beloved Michael, Archangel of truth and love, saint and protector. I love you with every cell of my being. My every breath is a gratitude to you and a rededication to you. Thank you for choosing me. And may I be the best voice, vehicle, and vessel for your light that I can ever be, and I am and shall ever be. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
And so it is. Hooray! Hooray, hooray, hooray! Thank you. Can I get an amen, folks? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for holding the space. So beautiful. How's everybody feeling right now? What are you observing right now in this moment? I know that you're getting some inspirations already. Some of you are thinking, I'm going to write a vow to Archangel Michael, right? Some of you are thinking, I need to connect more with some of these other types of angels too, or just connect more in general with my angels. I'm going to be sharing with you. We're not done yet today. We have some more today, but I just want to plant some seeds for the next 4 days, because this is not just a one-day thing here, right? Really, the key, and this is what we do in Wisdom School of Light, is learn how to make these ways of connecting with your angels a way of life. So it's not just something that you do every now and then, or something that you do at Michaelmas, or on the weekends, you know, or when you're at church, or when you're talking to your spiritual best friend. But that literally you dedicate your life to living as an embodiment of God. And Archangel Michael calls us godlings. He's so funny. He's just as amusing as he is amazing sometimes. So you are a godling, okay? You're like this cute, adorable, precious, lovable, kissable, huggable, perfect, I'm just kissing you right now, godling, okay? And you're coming out of your shell, and you're going, oh my goodness, what are these things, right? And you're realizing that you have angel wings. You have butterfly wings. You have fairy wings, however you like to think of your wings. You have bird wings. You have wings, right? And the way that you use your wings is that you live more intuitively. And you trust these crazy, amazing ideas that you get. You listen, you learn how to listen to that voice of love and how to distinguish it from all the other voices in your head, which could be hopes, they could be fears, they could be emotional projections, they could be other people's thoughts, they could even be what I call random blips, you know, just like random thoughts, random things floating around in the frequencies. We're all interconnected, you guys. We're not islands, we're all interconnected. And energy is everything, and everything is energy. Another one of our Michaelisms. Everybody type that. Energy is everything, and everything is energy. Think about that. That's not just saying the same thing twice. It's saying two different sides of the same coin. Everything is energy. That's quantum physics. That's a fact. Everything is energy. Albert Einstein told us that, right? Everything is energy. E equals MC squared. Every single thing is energy. There's not a single thing you can point to that's not made of energy, right? Everything is energy. The important missing piece for most people is energy is everything. That means when you master the flow of energy within you, you master your life. And you help all of us co-create heaven here on earth. Yes, in this crazy world, we can create heaven on earth. Who wants to be on the heaven on earth co-creation team? Say, I am. And join the team. And you join the team by being in circles like this. For some of you, you go even higher and deeper with it, and you join Wisdom School of Light. The link is there for those who are called, who are curious. Archangel Michael gives you the nudge. If you're meant to be in our more advanced program, you go there and you go, oh my God, I'm feeling the tingles. Yes, this is for me. And you know that it's for you, you know. We do have some special, I added something that I've never actually done before for Wisdom School. It's the next 5 people in each type of the program will get actually a private session, and it's a good size in-depth private session. So that's just going to go to the next 5 people who register for Wisdom School, and it's okay. Trust your intuition, right? I'll talk more about that later, but I want you to know that is an option for those of you who are like on fire and super excited and guided at I've been asking for my spiritual mentor and community and asking how I get to that next step on every level of my life, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. And if this is the right thing for you, you'll know that. And in any case, we're delighted to have you here in the Tribe of Light. So thank you for joining us, and keep inviting people. I want to tell you about the giveaway, right? Yay, you're on the team, the Heaven and on Earth creation team. That's wonderful. Thank you for being part of this incredible light workers army of light. Yes. So the giveaway is fun, and this is something new too that Archangel Michael whispered to me. So we're doing all week long from Tuesday through Saturday is, as you're here on our Facebook group, Archangel Michael Tribe of Light. This is where you're participating actively, you know, with our 5 days of Michaelmas, right? And so anyone and everyone who participates actively gets entered in the giveaway, and we're going to have prizes on Saturday. And I did put the schedule up, so you'll know exactly what time we're having our live stream get-togethers of our celebrations here, Tuesday through Saturday. This is the first one. This is part 1. Part 2 is tomorrow, Wednesday. It's going to be at 11:11 a.m. Pacific. Thursday, it's going to be at 4:44 p.m. Pacific. Friday, we're going to be at 11:11 a.m. again, Pacific. And then Saturday, our big grand finale with the giveaway is going to be 4:44 p.m. Pacific. And I'm varying the times like that to help people in different time zones. So one way to participate is to show up and just comment while you're here on the live event. I know not everyone can make every live event, so you can also get participation points, in a sense, by sharing posts, by inviting friends, by commenting on other posts, even that aren't the live streams or the replays of the live streams. You can also create your own posts. And so, for example, now we have the Archangel Michael Art Gallery. We're going to create a general angelic art gallery on Friday when we talk more about the other angels and we hear more from them as well. Tomorrow, our focus is going to be channelings. So we're going to have a variety of channelings from Archangel Michael. And so that's very, very exciting. And then we have different wonderful things to share with you every single day. So I'm just so delighted to be here with you guys. So let's see, what did you learn today? Oh, Alicia, that's so cool. Perfect timing, right? I know that Archangel Michael literally guides people to our teachings and our programs at exactly the right time. So you feel it and you know it. Speaking of some other Archangel Michael art, this one is really interesting because it's from the year 987. And this was from a Coptic paper codex, painting of Archangel Michael holding an orb and scepter. And this is actually in the British Museum. So it's over 1,000 years old, this painting of Archangel Michael. Pretty cool, right? I'm going to put that up in our art gallery And this one I got in Glastonbury. I love that. And then this is one of my most fun things to share with you today. It's perfect for a celebratory vibe. This is probably the world's only Archangel Michael Lego. Isn't that cool? I'm going to hold up a blank piece of paper behind it so you can kind of see it better. Can you see that? Isn't that cute? So my oldest son, Forrest, who some of you guys know, he both of our boys have collected Legos for many years, and he knows my deep, deep, deep relationship with Archangel Michael. And one day he just made this for me a few years ago, and it literally sits on my angel altar. Isn't that cute? You know, and that's one of the things too that Archangel Michael helps us with is levity. And we all know the saying, angels fly because, right, they take themselves lightly, right? So they can fly because they take themselves lightly. Now, we're living in some pretty heavy times right now, guys. I know, right? We have so much intensity and so much polarity and so much urgency, and there's a lot of fear energy out there, and we need to stay positive, okay? Staying positive does not mean hiding your head in the sand, which ostriches actually don't do, by the way. It's a myth. But it doesn't mean being like blinders on, like, la, 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 I don't want to know, la, 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 don't tell me about that. But it also doesn't mean immersing yourself so much in the negative videos and, you know, fear-based stuff out there that you get so stressed out that you can't sleep, you know, that you have health issues, you have whatever, you know, release you on that stuff. We don't want that for you. You cannot be the light of the world if you feel downtrodden. Okay? So it's our job to stay positive, to focus on the best outcome, focus on that heaven on earth that we are creating. We also need to be realistic and look at the, excuse my language, but the shit that's going on, right? We need to look at the stuff that's going on and stand up for what we believe to be true, speak our truth, do what we know is right, act from a place of conscious, loving action. But if you're feeling that your actions are coming from a place of fear, from a vibration of fear, just stop and breathe and ask yourself, is this the voice of love doing the talking? Or say to yourself, moment of love. And take a few breaths, just take a few heart breaths, and let all that fear energy dissipate. And you come back home to yourself, you come back home to your truth, which is love and which is joy, and that's who you truly are. From this centered place of love and peace and joy, you can then take whatever action you need to take. I am also highly recommending, and Archangel Michael has talked to us about this too in Wisdom School, that you need to set limits for yourself on how much social media time you have. He actually said that to me first jokingly some years ago when I was obsessing with Facebook. What? Me? Obsessing with Facebook? I was just on Facebook too much. And some of it was intentional, but a lot of it wasn't. A lot of it was just going down these rabbit holes of like, oh, look at that's interesting, right? And then you go over here, and then you go over there, and then that leads you over here. I know you know what I'm talking about. And I was spending probably 2 hours a day on Facebook, maybe an hour or half an hour of that was intentional and like productive. And the rest of it was just like farting around, you know? And he said to me one day, knock, 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 Sage. I'm like, oh, hi, Michael. I've learned how to recognize his voice. Isn't that handy when you can actually recognize who's talking to you? Oh, hi, Michael. Yeah, what's the message that I need right now? What's up? And he says, Sage, Facebook time is not a substitute for FaceTime or book time. Facebook time is not a substitute for FaceTime or book time. And he made me laugh. And I thought, yeah, you're right. And what he meant by FaceTime was not just making a FaceTime call with your iPhone, because I don't even think that existed 6 or 7 years ago when he said this to me. What he meant by FaceTime is face-to-face time, right? In-person time. Actually being with your people and doing what we call unitasking. Not half cooking and half doing this while someone's talking to you, you know, but actually giving them your full attention. And when we do that, that's when we show up with our whole hearts. And that's what nurtures relationships. And that's what makes life feel worth living. That's what fills our hearts. So your home love for this week, part of it, is to unitask more, to be more intentional with your time on social media, and notice if something's getting you riled up, stop and say, okay, is this the voice of love? What would love do about this? And sometimes give yourself a media fast, like just don't go online at all for a day, or don't go online after a certain time of night, whether it's 7 p.m. or 8 or 9 p.m., whatever it is, right? In Wisdom School, we work a lot with the golden time in the morning and the silver time in the evening, two most important times of the day. We have lots and lots of practices to help you enrich your level of consciousness and these sacred times of luminosity in the beginning and end of your day. So that's lots to think about for today. And I think we're going to wrap up here. Yeah, he does it with you often too, Haley, right? Yeah, exactly. And it's even more to the point because everything is online now, because life has moved online even more. We need to have time outside of the EMFs. We need to have more time with nature, which is what resets our inner rhythm. And we need to have more face time. And what he meant by book time for me was both reading and writing. Because as some of you guys know, I am a best-selling author, woot woot, and I'm also a mystic poet, as well as a channel of Archangel Michael and the Divine Mother and Yeshua and sacred beings. So I take divine dictation and they write the books. It's my job to show up and do this and get it out here, right? And share it with the world. So book time for me both means recreational reading. I'm a big fan of, like, you know, romantic, metaphysical, sci-fi fantasies. Go figure. That's what turns me on, right? I used to read a lot of nonfiction, self-help, until I went through my own spiritual awakening to where I didn't need to read it as much anymore. But there are still some channelings from other people or writings from other people, other humans, that I still, you know, love and really resonate with. Like, for example, the Abraham teachings is one of them. So we just have to be really discerning about what we allow in, what we're allowing into our minds, what we're allowing into our energy fields, because everything is energy and energy is everything. So tune in with Archangel Michael right now. And we're going to take a moment of gratitude and listening, grateful listening. What message does he have for you right now? And you can write it down. You can just place it in your heart. You can type it and share with us. I'll tell you his main message for me right now, and it's for some of you as well, is be love, beloved. So my interpretation of that is my job is to just be love. Just show up and get out of the way, right? And just be love. And the rest follows. Everything else follows from that. Love is our center. It's our path. It's our mission. It's our purpose. It's who we truly are. It's what we came here to learn, how to give and receive and remember. So my job is to be love. And then he said playfully, beloved, right? So his affirmation of his love for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you so much. So come join us tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific. And we're going to have channelings tomorrow. So I look forward to sharing that with you. I'm sure we will hear from Archangel Michael. I've also been collecting some past channelings that are perfect for us right now, including one or two that were channeled on Michaelmas. So we have some really juicy Michaelmas imbued channelings for you. And I'm so happy to be here with all of you guys. This is just the beginning. And remember to invite your friends, share the posts, comment. Maybe you'll win some really cool goodies. In any case, you know that you're doing a good deed, you're doing a mitzvah, right? By sharing angelic love and wisdom and healing and highest vibrations of positivity and love and joy and gratitude and peace with more people, with people that you love. And so many people need this now more than ever. So thank you for sharing. And if you are curious, you can check out Archangel Michael Wisdom School of Light and come enroll. Come join us if this calls to you and you're ready to really take your spiritual path higher and deeper. It's not just a class. It's really like a angelic apprenticeship, like an initiation. It's like 10 or 15 courses, but it's so much more experiential. It's not just head-based, like reading courses. It's an experience. It's more of an immersion. It's a 6-month immersion, and we do have some spots open right now. So welcome, and thank you for being here. Thank you, Archangel Michael. We love you, and we celebrate you. And let's sing to him. Let's sing to him. We'll sing. You can sing Happy Michaelmas to you, or you can sing Happy Birthday to you. And it's not really his birthday because angels don't really have a birthday. I believe they probably have a creation day, as everything has a creation day, right? God created everything, whether you look at things from a science perspective or biblical or both, as I do. I felt like, 6 days is symbolic, maybe not literally 6 days, because evolution and all that stuff. But I think the Big Bang doesn't explain everything. It's like, well, what caused the Big Bang? Like, hello, right? Well, yeah, everything suddenly just started moving around and creating and happening, right? So God created us and all of this, and everything has a purpose. And I know angels are real. I know Archangel Michael is here for us. I've dedicated my life to him. I'm so, so, so grateful. And miracles are up ahead. We really are going to create transformation, and now's the time. Now's the time to get really committed even more to our spirituality and what's more important, living in this connected way, 24/7, 365 infinity. It's the solution to all of your human woes and worries and wonderings and challenges. It's the answer, because when you are so clearly plugged in, you know the right thing to do, and you take those steps one step at a time, one breath of love, one choice of love at a time. And you are very, very powerful, dear ones. Remember how powerful you are. You're a godling, and it's time to use your wings. So with so much love, let's sing to Archangel Michael, and that'll be our send-off for today. You can sing it as Happy Birthday, kind of symbolic birthday, kind of like December 25th for Jesus, right? Or you can sing it as Happy Michaelmas. Okay, so here we go. Ready? We're going to sing. Mark, you going to sing with us?
Sure.
All right. So I'm going to sing Happy Birthday, just because I think it feels festive. But you can sing it as Happy Michaelmas, or whatever you want to do. And here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Archangel Michael. Happy birthday to you. Hooray! So thank you so much, you guys. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific. And feel free to share on our posts and add more pictures and art of Archangel Michael to our art gallery. See you soon. Lots of love. Have a great evening.